Hey everyone, how are we all doing tonight on this Thursday evening? I just want to know if you can all hear me to begin with before we carry on and invite Poppy in. So just let me know how you're all doing and if you can hear me fine. That would be brilliant if you could let me know. I am super nervous for my live stream and it's my first one, as you know. So please be gentle with me. I have got some wonderful topics to discuss with Poppy, and I've got some trivia with her to find out if she knows these facts or not, and then just a general chit chat. I should be on for about an hour. And then if I do go over, then you're welcome to, well, actually, you're welcome to pop in and out when you want to. But honestly, seeing all of you so far in the chat is just wonderful. I'm so happy. So hey Nick, hey Free Mousies, hey Dave, hey Thompson Lives, hey Coast Chicken, hey Frills and Food, hey Anxia Rider, hey Walking with the Woods, and I can't go up further in my Rands, I can see Rands, hey Rands Adventures, hey Coast the Hen, I can see Adam. Oh, brilliant. So many people. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited by this. So, yes, my first guest for A Little Bit of Magic with is going to be PoppyMays Adventures. I'm going to, hey, Tori, I'm going to invite her into the stream now and we'll get on with today's stream. By the way, if there's anyone who wants to know anything in the chat, just let us know. Hey, Poppy.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Emma.
How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really good. How are you?
I'm okay, excited and nervous all at the same time. Is this your first live stream you've done?
This is my first live stream, and I'm also nervous, but I'm running on adrenaline, so
yeah,
I
must
run
with
that.
Shaky. And you've got your coffee, I'm assuming that you've
got. No, not at this time. I've got tea.
Well, at least it's keeping you calm.
Just a nice big cup of tea to keep me calm.
I've just got my water, you know. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Disney. We're going to talk about some theme parks. But first of all, why don't we tell our listeners or our listeners and watchers, what's your channel about? What do you focus on in your channel?
So on my YouTube channel specifically, it's mainly going to be Disney, and it was mainly going to be based in the parks. But where I go to so many theme parks in the UK so frequently, I kind of started incorporating that. So it's going to be a lot of vlogs, a lot of how-tos, a lot of things maybe people didn't know, like Easter eggs across the parks and things like that. And just a day in the life of my adventures, because I go on really obscure adventures sometimes that's not even related to anything Disney or theme park. So just thought I'd just take people along.
Awesome. Yeah. And do you have any part of your channel that you prefer to aim towards? So any particular parks or any type of vlogs? So like you say, showing Easter eggs, hauls, anything like that?
100% it's anything Disney related. Just because it's any excuse to go. I definitely love, and I've got loads of footage that I need to put together of Easter eggs in Disney, because a lot of people just go and they go on the rides and they have dinner and what have you for a couple of days. But I love just taking my time and going around the parks and just finding all the little different secrets across the parks. And I like showing people those are the things that make me really happy, like the little hidden meanings in different things. Cool. It's a bit nerdy, but I love it.
So have you been to many Disney parks or just Paris?
I have been to Florida many years ago. I mean, I was taken by my mum, so I was probably about 13, I think, when I went to Walt Disney World. Yeah. And I'm planning on California later in this year. Ooh. But I'm an annual pass holder of Disneyland Paris. So I go about once every 2 months.
Yeah.
On average. Yeah.
So next time you can take me with you, even though I'm going twice in April. So
I'm going in May because I'm going to Park Asterix. So I'm tying it together because they're just apart from each other.
Have you been to Park Asterix before?
No, I'm so excited. I reached out to them just to ask if I could film some bits around the park for them. And they got back to me and they were really nice. So me and Sean are going in early May just to go and check it all out. And I'm really excited. I've watched vlogs on it and I'm really excited. Now I've seen like vlogs on that. I'm like, oh my goodness. Because I've always known it was there. But now I've looked into it and I'm like, oh my goodness, it looks amazing. So I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
Really good.
I must admit, I'm usually the type of person who don't watch vlogs to other places I've not been to yet, apart from Disney. However, for people who don't know who are watching, we have a little positivity theme park group going on Instagram now. So there's like a playlist that we all watch other people's vlogs. So I'm learning more about the different places like Alton Towers you all went to last weekend, I believe.
Yeah, last Saturday we all went, and it was opening day for Alton Towers, and it was also the opening of the re-theme of the previously known Jewel, and it's now the Curse of Alton Manor. And that was incredible. Just getting to meet everyone and just putting faces to names was just, it was such a good experience. And everyone was so lovely, and I had such a good day.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see everyone. Like, we're organising different meets in the chat and stuff. So it's gonna be a really good season. I can see it being a really good season for everyone this year.
Definitely. And you were just saying about meeting different people. So was there a group of you who went on a ride, like a big, massive group in the picture that I saw, or was it like all dotted around?
No, so it's funny. We kind of met in the queue line for the Haunt of Alton Manor. But where it had just opened, it was basically, I ran to it when we got there. I was like, made a beeline and had to stand in the line. And we were all dotted about. We'd obviously all had the same idea. So we were kind of all dotted about in the queue line.
Yeah.
So when I came off, I walked around and I met Coaster Chicken and Phil's and Food and loads of other people that I've been talking to online. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to get some food. I'm going to come back so that when you've got off, we can meet. We met up and we were going to go to the Rapids randomly because I'm pretty sure as a group, none of us like the Rapids. And we were in the Rapids queue and I became quite ill. So I left the queue and then I lost everyone and I couldn't find anyone again for like the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So that made me really sad.
I don't understand. You're just saying how like not many people like the Rapids. So like that's one of my best things about going to any theme park.
You would think, but the Rapids at Alton Towers are not, I wouldn't even really call them Rapids. It's kind of like a gentle boat ride.
Oh.
But they have turned on the like fountains this year, but they weren't on opening day. So I'm going to go back in a couple of weeks and test it all out again.
Yeah.
And just a few opening days tweaks needed to be done.
I remember the first theme park I went, well, actually, no, take away that. My first theme park was Legoland, but the second one was Fort Park. And obviously I don't know if it's still called the Ribena Rapids, but it was when I last went. And that was so awesome. Absolutely awesome. And then I went on Rapids at Walt Disney World recently, and that's even better.
See, keep the image of the Walt Disney World ones in your mind when you go to Alton Towers. Just remember those ones.
Okay.
Please. They're not the same. They're not the same ride. I would put it more in the right. Well, I mean, it was the Ribena Rapids. It's now the Rumba Rapids. Correct me if I'm wrong in that chat, by the way. In the Rumba Rapids, I'd put it more a gentle version even of the Rumba Rapids.
Yeah.
If that is possible.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, you were saying Rumba Rapids, so I'm guessing I went to Fort Park a long time ago. If I just remember it being the Ribena Rapids.
To be honest with you, I think it's had a fair few re-themes in its time because I always call it the Ribena Rapids because that's how I grew up remembering it.
Yeah.
But I said it not that long ago, and someone looked at me like, "What are you talking about, Ribena?" I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, this is when we show our age.
I say things sometimes, people just look at me like, what?
Exactly the same as me. And it's definitely happening more and more often. Okay, so while we're on this theme about theme parks, I like what I just did there. What is your favorite theme park you've ever been to?
Oh.
And why?
Oh, no. It is really hard. Right, I'm going to say Walt Disney World. Purely Magic Kingdom. Purely because I still remember it. And it was way over 15, 16 years ago I went. And I still remember the whole day. And I still remember seeing the castle for the first time. And it kind of just sticks with me because it's more than just a theme park. I don't even really class Disney parks as theme parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the magic and like the. It's funny. Me and Lindsay were saying. Someone asked the other day, and Lindsay Coaster Hen said it's the vibe of the park.
Yeah.
It's just being there. If you've never been, you cannot explain it to someone. It's just, I don't know. There's something about it. I just love them.
Leaves you speechless.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be honest, and I'm going to get bad reputation for saying this. I think bad reputation is the word for me to say. I went to Walt Disney World and I was blown away, but I actually prefer Paris.
Right. So this is interesting. I had someone say this to me the other day, and I understand why people say it now. I kind of look at Walt Disney World sometimes. I see pictures of it, and it looks so busy.
Yeah.
That you can't even walk around it. And I kind of look at it, and I go to Paris. I've been to Paris, and there's been no one on Main Street because it's raining.
Yeah.
And I'm like, perfect. Like I've been on rides. I've been lucky enough to go on rides with cast members at Disneyland Paris, where it's been so quiet. They've gone on the rides, and that's been a really enjoyable experience. I think Paris kind of gets that over Walt Disney World. I think Walt Disney World is a constant 365 days of the year, just full on park, whereas Paris has loads season.
And if you had to choose, what castle would you pick out of all the Disney castles? Not just the ones you've been to, it can be any Disney park castle.
I'm striking California from this completely. Like that isn't even, it's cute, but it's so short. Because they had to be a tree line, I think, at the time. It's going to be Paris. I think it's so cleverly done.
Yeah.
That you can walk around the castle.
Yeah.
There's shops in it, and you can go underneath it. And I think it's so different and unique compared to all the other castles.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think they're all amazing in their own right. They are. They're all beautiful. But the Paris one and like the little square trees.
Yeah.
It's so nicely done.
Exactly. I agree.
Painted. It's pink again. So
yeah, no, I actually agree with you. So my favorite is Disneyland Paris, and then I would have to say Disneyland, because the others just kind of, in my view, seem kind of the same. So
yeah, they kind of get to the point where they're not the same, but they kind of all the same. Kind of they're in your face. They're very big. They're very, and some of them look really intimidating. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
castle.
So I don't know actually who's speaking from the Three Mousekeys, but basically they're saying that the castle has snails in Paris.
Yeah,
did you know that?
It does. On the gold turret, they go up the thing as a nod to France.
Exactly. I wonder how many people in the chat knew about that. But I love that fact.
Yeah, so do I. And I always come out with facts like that to people that have no care for Disney or theme parks. And like my dad, for example, I love him so much, but I'll say something like that and he'll go, Poppy, why do you know this information? Interesting. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, definitely. And so you're saying about Easter eggs, of course, for Disney, because that's your main theme. Mm-hmm. But do you find Easter eggs around the different other theme parks that you go to?
Yes. So I will say this for Merlin. They are very good at Easter eggs. What they try and tend to do is any ride that has been removed or taken down or rethemed, they always nod towards the ride.
Yeah.
So if you have not seen or been near the queue line of Curse of Alton Tower, please don't listen to me for like 2 minutes. When you were in the queue line, all the gravestones were different rides in Alton Towers.
Okay.
All the Ways of Death, they worked the ride in as different. So you had Corkscrew, for example, which was a ride that's been gone a long time now and is actually at the front of Alton Towers as a part of the architecture when you go in. Corkscrew, it was said that someone tripped and fell into a corkscrew. It was stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was lots of them on the ride itself as well, which I won't talk about because if people haven't been on it, it's not fair.
Yeah.
But there are loads of bits. Chessington today had a new section, and they've actually put a nod to a ride they had years ago called Ramesses Revenge.
Okay.
And they've named one of the boats in their new section Ramesses Revenge.
Oh, awesome.
They just do odd little bits like that. Bits that I would notice, but people that go day to day,
Yeah.
even bat an eyelid.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I must admit, I was one of those people when I first went a few times with Rob to Disneyland Paris, and I was just like, we must rush, we must do this and this and this and this. And now we just like sit down and take everything in. And I noticed so many hidden Mickeys. We always have a battle about hidden Mickeys.
Oh, so many. I honestly, I think one day we just ate and walked around and looked for them. I don't even think we went on anything.
Yeah.
And people, obviously, I understand people only go for a day, and it's like once in a lifetime for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm there, I'm like taking photos. One of my favorite Easter eggs at Disneyland Paris is the eagle egg.
Okay.
I think the best way to describe this now. You know where the Moroccan cafe is, like the restaurant?
Yeah.
Up on the top of there, as you go through the arch, there is a massive bird's nest and an egg.
Ah.
Yeah, and I didn't notice it for the longest time, and I was watching an Easter egg video on YouTube, and I turned around to Sean, who is Grumpy Theme Park Dude, and was like, "Have you seen this before?" And he was like, "No." So when we were there in January, we were like, "Oh, there it is." It wasn't made up. It's right there.
Well, I'm going to have to see that in April now then. Yeah, definitely. What else am I reading? So Coastal Chicken was wondering, was today the opening day at Chessington?
It was. And it was lovely. There was no one there.
Oh, really?
No, everything was walk-on today.
Ah, brilliant.
That's really pleasant.
And what do you think about the Chessington, if I think I'm correct in thinking this because I've not been, they have the zoo type area, do they? Yeah. So how is that? Is it a good place to go, or are you not too keen on that?
I love it. I go to the zoo in the off season, so they keep the zoo running for the whole year pretty much. And we go sometimes for the morning. We'll go and get a Costa up at Chessington, and we'll just walk around the zoo. We'll go and see the giraffes. Maybe we'll go to the hotel for a drink, and then we'll just come home.
Oh, brilliant. That sounds lovely.
I really like it. I think you can. It's definitely a park you can do more than one day in. You can also do it in a day if you were there for a day. It is possible.
Yeah. So I have realised we've diverted from the main question. Apart from Disney, what is your favourite theme park?
Oh, Alton Towers.
Alton Towers for sure. Okay, brilliant. So next question is the favourite Disney park. I've already asked you this. Okay, right. Let's go on to, see, I've got my massive notepad of what I'm going to ask you. So, did you know that the oldest amusement park, they call it amusement park, is in Denmark? Do you know how many years old it is?
No.
Take a guess.
I want to say Denmark. I'm going to go. What year are we in? 20. I think say about 130 years, 150 years.
Over 400 years old. Yeah, and it was
created. I feel like I'm really conscious that all the YouTubers are in this chat. Just I don't like, oh my god.
I'll be honest, I'm just done some research. I haven't actually been there myself, so I might have got this completely wrong. So people in the chat, please forgive me if I have got it wrong. But it was opened in 1583, and you might be able to pronounce this better than me, but it's Dyrehavsbakken. So that's DYREHAVSBAKKEN.
I'm going to be honest, Emma, you've lost me on the spelling. No. I'm not, absolutely not.
That is now the second most common theme park in Denmark.
Is it really?
Yeah. So would you ever be interested in going to see the most oldest theme park in Denmark?
100%.
What do you think they've got there that is still going today? What do you think they might have? I don't generally know. I was just asking your question, like asking what you think.
In my head, I've got like a helter-skelter situation going on in my head. No,
yeah.
But that's the only thing in my head logically that would be around for that kind of time.
Helter-skelters are awesome, I must admit. When I've been to Winter Wonderland, have you ever been to Winter Wonderland?
I have. I used to go before it was like really, really popular. I would go up there now just because it's really busy.
Yeah.
I used to love it. And funny enough, I think the last time I went on one, I was at Winter Wonderland, and
Oh,
I
really?
drinking. Yeah, I generally think that was the last time I was on one.
I remember going on some in the beach when I was younger, and those carpety like rug things you had to go on.
Oh,
Oh,
I can feel it. I can literally feel that now.
yeah,
You
the
I can feel
scratching
the
going all
carpet.
down you. Oh, and the smells. They always had weird smells. Okay, right. Disneyland fact. You know your Easter eggs. So
Hmm.
there is a hidden basketball court in Disneyland. Do you know where? So it's in the main Disneyland park in California, and there's a basketball court. Do you know where?
No.
Does anyone in the chat know? Put it down if you do know.
I feel like Thrills and Food might know this because he's been to
Yeah,
California.
yeah. There seems to be quite a few people who have been to California actually. Thrills and Food have got it. It's Matterhorn.
Do you know the worst thing about this is that I watched the documentary on the Matterhorn the other day, and I was literally sitting here thinking, I know the answers to this question, but like,
Yeah, brilliant. So I'm glad that people know that. That is so cool. I really want to be able to go there. I can't play basketball. I've got a basketball. I can't play it, but it'd be amazing to go and see it. I don't know if they've opened it up ever to the public. I don't know, but that'd be pretty awesome. So I also want to know, do you know what year the Doritos were invented?
oh,
No
so
one say it. No one say it in the chat. No one say it in the chat.
it was either I think it was the same year they opened Disneyland California
Go
because
on.
they created Doritos, and I told my boss this the other day, and he didn't believe me.
Okay.
I was like, because they created them because it was too expensive for them to bring in fast food vendors.
Yes.
So they decided to create their own version, which is now what we know as the Dorito.
Yes.
Dorito.
Yeah.
And I cannot for the life of me think actually it's you know what? No, I don't even know what year
No,
that would be.
it's in the 1950s, but now that's all I'm giving you as a clue.
Is it 1954?
No,
What year are we in?
it's 2023 now.
Yeah, 1953.
I literally just said it. 1955.
Same thing.
So, yeah, exactly. It's definitely the same thing. You just have to adjust the line somehow.
Yeah, just add it.
Did you also know that in the chat? Let me know. So, what is your favorite Dorito flavor?
Oh, I'm going to be so judged for this. Please don't judge. I like lightly salted.
1 second. Bye, Dave. See you.
Bye,
I'll see you
Dave.
tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining. And I also have to be up at 5, but I'm doing this because, you know. But yes, carry on. Go and have a lovely night's sleep. So, anyway, favorite Dorito is lightly salted, you say?
Yeah. And I know there's so many flavors and I'm really boring, but it's lightly salted.
Okay, do you ever have salsa with it?
No, I'm a sour cream. Sour cream and homemade guacamole.
Okay. Right. And you said salad cream.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to try that. Do anyone in the chat make special
concoctions?
That's it. Of their own Doritos and how you eat them? I'd love to know. Chili heat wave. Nick eats chili heat wave. I wish I could. I cannot tolerate heat at all. Like at all. Okay, right. So this is another random fact. Okay.
Sour cream. Coaster. Sour cream.
I thought you said salad cream as well.
No, sour cream.
I was thinking, why salad cream?
Please don't run around and start. Wait, I mean, you can try it. I've never tried it, but please. I don't think that would be as good as you want it to be.
Okay, random thing. Okay. Has anyone, either in the chat or yourself, had McFlurries with McDonald's chips?
Yes.
Okay, good. Not just me then. And is it nice in your
2 days ago?
It's so good. Well, I'm not allowed to anymore, but
I still do it. I actually normally do it with the milkshake.
Yeah. I'm not allowed them, so I don't know anymore. But I used to love doing it. So Yeah. Okay, back to this random other fact, which I'm going to make you guess. Okay. A random theme park again. So we know that there's a Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a ride called Formula Rossa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it goes from 0 to 150
Yeah.
in how many seconds?
0.3 or
No,
0,
it's 5.
0.5.
Yeah. That is fast.
That is fast.
So now
0.3 was really fast. I realised when I said it, I was like, it's not an actual Formula One car. Yeah, that is fast. I'm going to Ferrari World in Spain.
Oh, Steve said it's 3 seconds.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, I got it wrong. Oh,
I thought it was.
I've done my wrong research. I do apologize, Steve. I apologize to everyone in the chat. I generally, when I read it, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. 5 seconds. But 3 seconds. Wow. That is crazy. Okay. So, yes, going back to what we were saying about the fastest ride, and you were saying you're going to Ferrari World.
Yes. In I can never pronounce this theme park. It is so bad. It's not even that hard to say. In Port Ventura, which I know is wrong. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but I genuinely can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
We're going there at the end of May, and we haven't been, so we're really excited to go and do that as well.
Okay, that'd be awesome. I saw on Instagram recently, I don't know if you've seen it yourself, and there's this like see-through slide at Ferrari World. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Are you going to go on that?
Maybe. I'm really funny. I always like look at stuff and I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. That's going to be so good. And then I get there and I'm like, like roller coasters, I'm fine with, absolutely fine. But any kind of flat ride or something that I have like not a proper restraint with, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like I'll get on it, but I have a fit about it first.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I'm like, yeah, let's go on this roller coaster. And then once we're in, and just before it goes, I'm like, no, I want to get off, and my hands start sweating. I'm just like, oh. But yeah, I used to be fine with lifts. Then I went on Tower of Terror, and now I literally have nightmares of lifts.
I love Tower.
No, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love going on it and everything, but I literally have nightmares of lifts.
Yeah,
really.
I think it's so funny. People don't realize that ride is not that high. The actual ride itself.
Yeah.
I had to explain to Sean when we were there last year to get him to kind of like look at it from a different perspective. I was like, just that's all I'm going to say. If it's our outside, that will tell you how many floors it is.
Yeah.
They're up on the
No,
building.
I still think it's, but mind you, I think the parachute drop is actually sometimes, well, not sometimes, it's obviously built, but might be a little bit higher than Tower of Terror. What do you think?
Do you know? I think it might be. If you were to look at the actual ride start and the actual ride inside the tower, I think they're either the same height or it's slightly above it.
Yeah,
but there's not
I
much.
think it's slightly above. Very, very little, but I still think it's slightly above. Like, if the first time I ever looked down on it was when I went in December. I don't usually look down, and I was like, wow, that is very high indeed.
Yeah. You just kind of look to the side and you're like, no, not today.
Coastal Chickens. Tower of Terror is 1 million foot high.
It's not.
I'm guessing you don't go on it, Coastal Chicken. And also, by the way, I hope you like positivity chat people don't mind me saying your YouTube names on here. I could just say your random, well, not random, your own names, personal names, but I think
I personally don't mind. My YouTube name is my name. It's my first and middle name.
Yeah.
And then it's Adventures on the end. So I don't mind. Well, I mean, I respond to most things. So
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. I was just saying it for the chat as well, because part of me feels like if you say their personal names, the people who are watching might not be that relating to the person. So yeah, Tower of Terror is terrifying. Steve,
No.
no, you need to sort that stuff out.
Tower is honestly one of the best rides ever. I think it's up there as my like top.
Yeah.
Just the theming alone.
I have to agree with you. So for me, the first ride I always go on at Paris or any Disney thing is Pirates of the Caribbean. What's yours?
Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
Go in, turn left.
Yeah. Good choice.
Yeah, Big Thunder Mountain. In Paris, Big Thunder Mountain, hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Definitely the Paris one is the best. Even when I went let me start again. Even when I was in Paris, there are a few Americans who came over and we were talking to them, and there was like the rides in Paris are always so much better than in California or Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then since being at Walt Disney World, I'm like, actually, yeah, I can see why. Definitely can see why.
They're really tame.
Yeah.
In America. And then my favorite thing, and it's so horrible. And the funny thing is, we were actually talking about this the other day in the chat, is when we get on a ride with someone that's never been on it and you see their reaction.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing in this world is when Americans come to Disneyland Paris and they go on either Space Mountain, Big Thunder, or Tower of Terror, because they're all three are so different.
Yeah.
When they go upside, it's when when the restraint comes down, and they're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Good luck." They come off it and they're like shell shocked. They're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. I saw one thing in the chat. Where did I see it? I saw it and I was like, oh, I've got to mention that. Sorry, 1 second, everyone. I think it's when Tori said that she's never been on Tower of Terror and she never plans to. That is very, very interesting. Tori is another Disney freak like us lot. So I don't know if I should say freak. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But you know what I mean. Disney lover.
We're our own kind.
Exactly.
We're our own kind of people.
Exactly. Our Disney little gang. So I can't believe that Tori's never been on. What is one ride yourself that you'd never go on, whether it's at Disney or any theme park? And why?
I'm trying to think if there's one that I haven't been on. Like, there's nothing I've ever looked at and gone, you know what? Not for me. I've always done one once.
Yeah.
What I will say is, like, at Fort Park and things, like our flat rides and stuff that spin.
Yeah.
I've been on them in my time, but I'm kind of at a point in my life now where I'm like, no. Please, I don't want to spin.
Yeah.
You come off and you're all discombobulated and you're like, so no, I'm much more a dark ride or a roller coaster or a water ride, but a flat ride that spins, never again.
So 2 questions related to what you just said then. One, you said you like dark rides. Have you ever been on X No Way Out?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like it?
I loved it.
Rate out of 10.
Well, it doesn't exist anymore.
No.
No, it's
no.
Well, it does. That was a bit dramatic of me. It still exists. It is The Walking Dead. Okay. So in my opinion, it's actually better.
Okay.
But I like The Walking Dead, so that might be a bit biased. I loved it. Did they stop making it go backwards? I think it went. It used to go backwards when I went on it.
Yeah, it used to go backwards when I went on it as well.
I used to love it as a kid. Like, I mean, I was probably X No Way Out. I would have been about kind of like 11, I guess, the first time I went on that.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the best thing since sliced bread. Nowadays, I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I don't know your age, and you don't need to share it on here, but I think we're around the same sort of age.
So I don't mind sharing my age. I've never hidden my age. I'm 28.
Oh my gosh, you're so young compared to me. Oh wow. Okay.
I'm young, but I'm so wise.
No, it's just like you were saying that the first time you went on X No Way Out is when you're 11, and that's the same as me. But I'm older than you.
I must have been, because X No Way Out is probably, guys, you're going to have to help out in the chat with this. So X No Way Out would have been how old when it turned into Walking Dead? Was it like 15 years?
I'm not too sure. But Nick, just randomly, Nick has said that it's not Disney related, but they are disappointed with the flight of hippography at Universal Hollywood. So have you ever been there? And if so, do you agree with Nick?
So I have never been. Me and Sean were meant to go last year. So last year, and our house got pushed back.
Okay.
To the dates we were meant to be in America, and it had been pushed back for the third time, and
Yeah.
we couldn't risk being out in the US and them going, you need to come and sign, here are the keys. So we were like, so we've pushed it, and we're going to do it for my 30th next year.
Okay. The Hollywood one.
All of it.
I'm
going to do all. Actually, I tell a lie. Sorry. I will do the hippogriff in October.
Okay.
I tell a lie. So
it's exciting.
I shall report back, Nick.
Have you got any trip planned, particularly for the 16th of October to Disney?
Am I in? No. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just aimlessly trying to get a
out.
Is there a reasoning to this?
Yes. It's a very special day.
No, I don't.
It's the official Disney 100.
I have a feeling I'm in California.
Oh, that'd be even better.
That's why I'm just looking at it like, am I?
Even better.
I think I'm in California for it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And if I'm not, I'll be in Disneyland Paris for it.
Yeah.
I might just book that out now.
Hey, Oscar's Airtime, thank you very much for coming along today. Lovely to see you. Hey to everyone else in the chat. If I haven't had a chance to say hello to you, I just want to say hey to you in general. Okay, so next thing is I have some questions here, and it's Disney 90s film trivia. Okay, so
I feel really on the spot. I feel like I'm going to get all this wrong, and everyone's like, she doesn't like Disney. She's just messing.
I'm sure that you'll be fine. So I'm going to shuffle them up, and you are going to get 5 questions. Okay? Let's see how you get on. So the first question is, who is the trainer of heroes? And this is from Hercules.
Hercules. Oh my God. I literally watched this the other day. No. I don't know. No! Can someone else answer this? I've literally got this card. I've got this game upstairs, which makes this worse.
Oh, yes. Coastal Chicken got it. And it's spelled differently, Coastal Chicken. So I can't ever pronounce this, but it's Philocities. Did I pronounce that right? Let's just go with Phil. It is definitely Phil. So you've got 1 point. 1 point.
To Coaster, I don't have a point at all. That's all Coaster.
Right.
Oh, Grumpy is here. I thought you were watching England.
Hey, Grumpy, I heard that you were going to watch England, so thank you very much for joining us on here instead.
Oh, I feel really loved now.
I hope Rob's watching somewhere. I don't know if he is or not, but I hope he is. Okay, for 2 points. Okay. What is the first wish that the genie grants Aladdin? For 2 points. What is the
prince?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 points.
He can't help him. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, ignore me.
Awesome. So these are all Aladdin. Let's change it up. Yeah, this will be fine. For another 2 points. What is the name of the two thieves who steal the puppies for Cruella de Vil?
Oh my god, my dad does the best impression of these from the live action. Oh my goodness, the worst thing is I can see it in the live action. Like, I can see it in the live action.
Do you want me to give you the starting letters of both names?
Yes, please. Yes,
okay.
please.
First one begins with H. Second one begins with J.
To be fair, Coaster Hen has just got it. Horace and Jasper.
Yes, yep, definitely. Well done, guys. So unfortunately, it's 3 to the chat and 2 to
I'm
you.
terrible at this. I'm gonna revoke my Disney license, I feel. It's like, no.
Right. You got 2 more questions to go. Let's go for 1 point this time. What does Hercules have to do to rejoin the gods?
Oh my god, I don't know. Grumpy, can you get off the chat and come down here and answer these questions that I clearly don't know the answer to?
I'll give you the chat question one more time. What does Hercules have to do to rejoin the gods?
I'm not giving that answer.
No. Smash an eggs on his head. That's brilliant. Okay, the answer is prove himself a true hero on Earth. Exactly, Free Mousies. Got it. So the chat has now got 4.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna like finish this and go and watch Hercules.
Okay, last question. Who is kept in a cage and made to sing for Scar?
Oh,
the chat, do not say it yet. Do not say it yet, chat. You're sleeping.
I want to say the bird, but he has a name.
Yes, he has.
He's a mandrill, if that helps.
No, that does not help. You need the name. The chat's saying it. Too late. The chat have got it. It's Zazu. Yep, too late. So, chat, well done. And I agree.
I'm not sleeping in the garage tonight. He wouldn't know the answer to these.
I was going to say your partner does say that you're not a true Disney fan. So, we'll have to see what your friend says about this who watch it back.
I'm going to be so judged after the end of this. I feel like the community is going to be like, get out.
No, they're not. We all love you. Rowan Atkinson.
It is Rowan Atkinson, yeah.
I love Rowan Atkinson. He's brilliant. Okay, random question. Black Adder or Mr. Bean?
Oh, that's so hard. I'm going to say Black Adder.
Cool.
Of the Mr. Bean film. Okay. But I watch it in French without subtitles.
Do you?
And you're just as confused as he is.
Yeah.
So you spend the whole film just as he does. And I like that.
Yeah, exactly. That is brilliant, actually. I do like it. And the young boy is so sweet. And then the fact that he's guiding him along, it's a great film.
It's a fantastic film.
Okay, so 2 things. If you were to change one thing about Disney, what would you change? And it has to be to do with the parks.
It has to do with the parks.
Yes.
I would bring back the free fast track.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't think it's as bad in Paris.
Okay.
But it has caused a lot of confusion globally about how it works. I think if you're going to have a system for it, but have it the same in every park.
Yes.
Because there's no consistency between the parks and how they do it.
Yeah.
But the free system works so well, and I feel like it was quite greedy to kind of be like, actually, we could charge you to do this, couldn't we, really?
Yeah.
So
I must admit, I used Genie Plus when we're in Walt Disney World, and it was so helpful. I do admit that was quite helpful. So
see, I've never bought like a lightning day at Disneyland Paris. I've never had to. I normally just purchase the ride if I really want to go on it. I think we've only ever done it twice, maybe, at Disneyland Paris, but I wouldn't pay for the day unless we were there in like the height of summer. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't pay for the day.
Yeah. So I'm just going through the chat while you're talking as well. And I can see that your partner is saying about a shuttle service to Davy Crockett. I think that would be a brilliant idea. What do you think?
Yes, he would love that. I think it's either the shuttle service or I get my driving license. I don't know which one he would prefer. But I do feel bad for him because we've stayed at Davy Crockett twice in a row now.
Yeah.
And obviously he can't drink more than 3 by French law and drive back to Davy Crockett. So it's really hard for him. He has to kind of like throughout the day. I'm not saying he was going to sit there and smash 10 beers, but if he want to like relax, he can't because there's that knowledge that he has to drive back later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry. We'll stay on site.
Staying on site is something that we have to do at the moment because the wheelchair. But I would like to stay up site as well. Definitely.
Yeah, Davy Crockett's amazing. It's a shame they didn't keep the shuttle, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And I also see that, first of all, Bex is in the chat. So, hey, Bex. But also people are saying about It's a Small World. Now, are you a yay or a nay?
I'm a yay, but not. No, I am. I'm just a yay. I love it. I think it's so cute. But I love it because I have such a fond memory of going to Disneyland Paris for the first time.
Yeah.
And I still remember that haunting ride then. Like, I laugh about it now. But I like it. I mean, is the song slightly tedious? Probably. But that's kind of the whimsicalness of it, I think. I think you just take it for what it is. It's not a serious ride.
No.
It's just creepy dolls from different nations waving at you for 12 minutes. It's lovely. I like the hippo is my favourite bit.
Oh, yeah. I agree. And I like how they portray England.
Yes. Yeah. It's the stereotypical people drinking tea.
Exactly. Rand's Adventure was wondering, what's your favourite DLP hotel?
Right, so favourite I've stayed in, and this is controversial, and I know people are going to be like, no. I love Davy Crockett. Aside from the fact Sean has to drive, I love Davy Crockett, and I think it gets way too much hate.
Yeah.
Way too much. One, they have a flume in their swimming pool.
Yes.
And none of the other hotels have that. And they've also got like a little lazy river, which I like.
That does sound awesome.
Yeah. And it's just so much, it's really peaceful because you're away from it all. But if I was to be on like the main site, I've never stayed at Newport Bay, but I'm presuming it would be Newport Bay. But Sequoia Lodge.
That is nice.
Yeah. It's so
I
cute.
did have a bit of a issue with them, but it is one of my favourite hotels.
It is so cute.
Yeah, I've stayed in Hotel New York once and I loved it. And
I watched that vlog actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, when you said that, it looked really good. I am just not willing to pay that kind of money.
I've been actually invited to stay there again in a couple of weeks, so that'll be exciting. So yeah, I do recommend it. If you save up, I do recommend it.
Yeah, I would love to do it. Sean doesn't like Marvel, so if I do go, it would be pointless with Sean because like he'd enjoy it, but not to the same extent.
Yeah.
So we'd rather use the money elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really, it's not his kind of cup of tea. Whereas I'm like, nice. Yeah.
Have you actually gone to like explore the different hotels?
Oh yeah.
So the smell of Hotel New York, what do you think?
The which bit?
The smell.
It's interesting, isn't it? Do you know what? The minute you said that, I was like, I can smell the hotel. It's bizarre you've just said that. it's almost like clinical. It smells really clean to me.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
nice and sweet as well.
yeah, it's really, wow, it's so bizarre now you said that. I can literally smell it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they should put
Well,
that in
that's two
candles.
things that made you feel: the smell and the feeling of those carpets on the Helter Skelter.
Yes, that's two things. My sensory overload is just going to be.
Cool. And one more question before we have a little bit more chit chat. And before I say the question, anyone in the chat, if you have any more questions you want to ask Poppy or myself, then just put it into the chat and we'll answer for you. So, Poppy, one last question for you from me. If it was a theme park in the UK, what would you make as a theme park? What theme?
What theme?
Yes.
Ooh. Right. I don't know if it would work, but Wallace and Gromit, but like the whole universe. So like
Yeah.
all of their different creations. Because I grew up with Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah. Same.
I used to go and get the video from the library with my dad when I was a kid. It is my
Blockbuster
favorite.
as well.
Hmm?
Blockbuster as well.
Like, yeah, oh my goodness, yeah. And I just think you could make such good rides out of stuff like Chicken Run and like everything like that. You could do such good work with that. I know they have like a dark ride at Blackpool, but just think like all their inventions and everything, going to the moon, and it's so British. Oh, it'd be so good. And I love Gromit.
Yeah, I do too. Wait a second. Cheese, Gromit. Okay, right. Random. So we have a few questions in the chat already. Someone has asked, pirates or phantom?
Phantom. Oh, no, I answered that way too quickly. I panicked. No, Phantom. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it.
Okay, my answer is pirates. Okay, bucket list, park, and ride. Excuse my stomach, by the way, if anyone heard that.
I would say, oh, my bucket list park is Epcot because I've never been and I really, 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 really want to go and drink. No, they've got some amazing dark rides and stuff there, and like every country just looks so amazing. And ride. I'm not sure which Disney it is in Asia, so I'm not going to try and guess. But the Pirates of the Caribbean ride with the screens that's based on, I think, the last movie or the movie before last.
Okay.
It just looks insane compared to our ones, which are obviously all animatronic. They've kind of blended the two, and it just looks amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Steve asks, the best dark ride in the country at BPB?
Oh no, that's I think he means Wallace and Gromit.
Oh,
Dark ride
that's
there.
not
You sit in Wallace's slipper, I believe.
okay.
I was explaining it to Sean the other day. I was like, we need to go. I was like, Steve went there in his vlog. I want to go.
I do apologize. I did not mean to make a mistake like that. Right, I'm just going through another chat. Coaster Chicken. If you had to get rid of one Disney ride, what would it be and why?
Oh, dude. Oh no. Oh, no. I can't say that. Okay. I'm going to get so much hate for this, but I do not like Crush's coaster. I like it. I think it's cute, but it's a wild mouth. That's literally what it is. It's Dragon's Fury at Chessington. It is not worth a 2.5 hour queue.
Yeah.
I think it would be such a good dark ride. Just the front bit. You know, when you go in and you're like, everyone's there and it's all like, yay, let's all follow Nemo.
Yeah.
That would be fine as a dark ride. Just give us that. I don't know what the rest of it's about.
No. I always feel sick on it, so I don't go on it anymore.
I just won't queue for it. I did it as an experiment for TikTok. I wanted to see how long it would take from park opening to actually get on it. And I still think I had to wait 40 minutes at the park gate, and then had to run to the ride. They then didn't open the ride for another 30 minutes. So it was still nearly pushing an hour and a half by the time we got on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just won't do it.
Yeah, it is a long queue. But that's what we say for It's a Small World. Of saying it's a small world, we go, it's a long queue after all. Well, I just share that. Okay, so we have another question, which was which is the best Davy Jones, first of all, Davy Jones, I can't speak, or Barbosa?
I would say Barbosa.
And why is that?
I think my age. Barbosa's like the original. He's the OG.
Yeah.
But I always, if someone says pirates to me, I think of Barbosa.
Yeah.
I don't think of Davy.
See, I think of Davy. So
I don't. I instantly am like Barbosa. Like, yes.
Which is the best princess?
Okay. Now, I would say this is technically she is not a Disney princess.
Okay.
Technically, but I would say it's Merida from Brave.
See,
Pixar.
Said that. Your partner said that.
Yeah, he will do. He will do. He loves her. He gets so excited when he sees her on a float.
Brilliant. Your favorite Disney film?
Oh no. I'm gonna have two. I'm gonna have an old one.
Okay.
So my old one is Dumbo.
Okay, good choice.
It is one of my favorites, and I sob when he sings the baby goodbye.
Yeah.
That for me is some of the best filmmaking ever. And I love the train trying to go up the hill. And then more recently is Moana.
Good choice.
The soundtrack and everything.
Yeah, that's my cat.
Fine.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah. No, Moana's a good choice. I completely agree with you. It's growing on me and I watch it more and more now.
Yeah.
Do you know what mine is? Because I mention it so often.
Oh my god.
Give you a hint. It's got cats and dogs in it. Oliver and Company. There you go.
Yes. Right. So in my head, I was going, I didn't travel Oliver and Company. I was literally going round. I was like, which one? Because like, no, but like, you know, when you're like,
yeah,
it's a good one.
Okay. So we have a question of what is your Earl of Sandwich order?
Have the same thing every time I go. It's a breakfast muffin, and it is just that ham and egg and cheese to go with a cafe au lait as I walk up to the park. Don't eat in, don't have time to sit down. Walk and go.
Exactly. That is what people should do at Disney.
Yeah.
And I think this is the last question we're going to take for the chat today. And it is old or new Mary Poppins?
Old. Not even going to think about it. Old. Hands down.
Yeah.
The old one.
For me, any like remakes, I'm just like, no. I must have seen the preview for Little Mermaid. I'm like, actually, that's kind of cool.
Do you know what? I'm actually really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Compared to like the other ones, I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, 100% the old Mary Poppins. It just brings so much nostalgia for me watching it with my dad. So yeah, definitely that. I always think of the penguin as well. So when I met them at Disneyland Paris, I was more excited to meet the penguin than I was Mary and Bert. And Sean was like, why is there a penguin? I was like, you don't get it. Go away.
Do you get awkward meeting face-to-face characters, or do you prefer meeting furry characters, I guess.
Can we call them that?
I don't think we can, but I don't know what to call them. So,
I'm terrible.
Characters like Mickey and Minnie, or do you prefer meeting Mary? There we go.
But I am terrible when I meet people like Mary and Bert because I don't know how to react because they talk to you. So I'm like, because they're always like, obviously, you know, it's Mary and Bert, they're in character, they're really jolly.
Yeah.
And I'm like slightly taken back by it. Whereas if I see Donald, I know Donald's excited. So I'm equally excited to see Donald. We don't have to talk about it. We can just jump up and down.
Yeah. Brilliant.
No, I'm very awkward. Are you awkward around it? I never know how to react. But princesses are the worst for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're always like, hi. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, I agree. There's one thing I forgot to do at the start of this, talking about princesses. Welcome to a little bit of magic. Yeah.
That's so cute. I want one of those.
I was going to do that, and then I got so nervous that I forgot to do it. So I just did it. There you go, everyone. You can laugh at me now. Okay, so I see more questions, but I did say it's going to be an hour. So I am going to have to cut it short here. But we've got the questions in the chat. I'll write them down, and I can ask you on Instagram Live, maybe. That would be brilliant.
Yeah.
So if you want to stay on, Poppy, I'm going to say bye to the chat, and everyone, you can say bye to them as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight for my first live stream. I've been completely nervous, but I think you've all helped me, support me. And Poppy, you have been the best first guest to have. So thank you very much for joining me. I have a live stream coming up on the 12th of April from Disneyland Paris. So make sure that you have your notifications set. And if you're not subscribed to me, please subscribe and you'll be able to watch it. And it will be about 11 p.m. UK time, but you will honestly love it. And that will be it. So thank you very much, chat. Thank you very much, Poppy. It's been lovely to speak to you.
It's been lovely to see you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, no.